What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself. Choops, how we doing, buddy?
Doing good. How about yourself? I have my cup of Joe here. We're going to have dinner soon. I'm excited.
I like it. Daniel, what's going on? Hello to everybody in the UK watching us. Everybody that's been joining us, thank you so much. And Daniel, we definitely appreciate the new subscribers that you have brought to our show. We greatly appreciate it. And I think that's a perfect place to start. Before we dive in, as always, hit that QR code in the top left corner. It takes you directly to all of our social media platforms so you can stay connected with us everywhere. We are on that road to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we need your help to get there. Choops, hit them with that magic number.
That's not me acknowledging. It's just one.
If you know one person that would enjoy our show, please do us a huge favor and share it with them. So hit that subscribe button, join the Wrestling Junkies family. And while you're at it, make sure that you are following our friends over at the Main Event Wrestling Network. I can't talk. At Main Event_net. We've got fan art, we've got blogs, we've got phenomenal podcasts. Do us a favor, follow us on all social media platforms. This is the place to get all of the latest news in the world of professional wrestling. Also, what's a podcast without a little merch drop here? So make sure that you're doing us a favor, support our merch store. You can get this snazzy tank top that I'm wearing, this coffee mug. Mine's looking clearer than the podcast dad's is right now, but it's there. Are you drinking coffee at 6:30 at night, bud?
Yes, I am. You know why?
Been a long day.
My son was awake at 2:30 this morning.
That is unfortunate. Poor guy. Terrible Tuesday setting in, buddy.
So has the podcast dad. If you can't tell. I figured. Am extremely tired. But that is not going to stop me from talking about wrestling with you.
That's good. I got a couple more plugs I got to get through, and then we can talk wrestling, I promise. Make sure that you support the Wrestling Junkies through our WWE shop affiliate link as well. Make sure that you're hitting this QR code. This costs you absolutely nothing extra. We all love wrestling. A lot of us are WWE fans in the audience here. This is your chance to get exclusive merch, collectibles, title belts, whatever it is that you need. Every purchase made using that link helps us to continue to bring you the best wrestling content. And again, does not cost you anything extra, so do us a favor, support us through WWE Shop. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Gorilla Press Apparel. Remember, you can use the promo code WJP2024 at checkout. 25% off site-wide at gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com. Little Birdie told me that there is a merchandise drop that is coming noon tomorrow. This will be announced. A former guest on this show will be partnering with Gorilla Press for their newest merch design. Cannot wait to see this. We have not been given any advanced sneak peek at what this is, who it is, anything like that. We're just making this announcement for our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. So make sure that you do us a favor. Follow them on X at Gorilla Press APP, Gorilla Press Apparel on Instagram, I believe, as well. And stay tuned for that announcement. Real quick, before we actually get into our shows right now, a couple of shows that we're sponsoring right now. Battle for Sale Creek coming up September 7th. All proceeds benefit Sale Creek Middle School. Great wrestling for a great cause. Get your tickets now. Support independent wrestling and this local school. Intergender Bonanza 20 is coming August 22nd. That is a week from tomorrow. Our friend Sammy Chaos taking on Killdozer, Matt Tremont, and what is going to be just probably the stiffest match of the night, bar none. Can't wait to see this again live on Independent Wrestling TV. Sir, one more Summit Wrestling Association, one more mountain to climb. Incredible roster of talent. Common NK, Chris Adino, TJ Sykes, Red Dog. So many incredibly talented people on this card. Cannot wait for you guys to check this out. This will not be streaming live, but it will be available on YouTube in the coming weeks. Follow at SummitPro_PA, I believe that it is, on X for updates related to when this show will be released. Also, make sure that you're giving Coastal Empire Wrestling at CEW Savannah a follow. It's my understanding that Fire Hazard, the show that took place last month, is just about ready to be uploaded to YouTube. When that takes place, we will also be preparing our post-show after the Empire. Man, there a lot happened in that 2 hours there, and there's certainly going to be a lot to break down, so cannot wait to do that with you guys. Will from Gorilla Press sympathizes with the podcast dad, remembers those days. So
Rough.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Rough. Are you okay? Take a breath.
Am I okay?
You're starting to sound like Excalibur at the end, reading down the weekend. Great job, though. Great job.
I'm better now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Daniel's active in those chats again. Thinks Joe Hendry is going to win the NXT title. I think this is an appropriate place to start tonight. Ethan Page showed up basically saying that nobody in the NXT locker room can touch me. Nothing's got. I'm going to hold on to this title for a long time. No one said his name, and yet he still appeared. Joe Hendry showed up and is laying his claim to the NXT championship. And then Wes Lee came up and kicked him in the face.
Yep.
What do you think about this?
Don't forget about Peter Dunne now.
That's true.
Because that's my dark horse right there. We have not seen a Pete Dunne NXT title run. We've seen a UK title run, and it was fantastic. We've seen a North American title run, and it's been very good.
Wait, Pete Dunne was North American champion?
Yes, he was.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that.
Also, tag team champion.
I do remember that, the Broserweights.
Yep.
I do remember that one. I don't remember the North American title run. Okay. Yeah.
I want to say he was.
I'm going to have to fire up the network here, but that's what we got a fact checker for.
Where's the fact checker? Get on us. But no,
he doesn't watch live.
I do like kind of Wes Lee staking his claim. Like, this is what we wanted to see. This is the maturation process we wanted, right? Like, hey, what's next? He gave his reason for why he attacked MSK or whatever we're calling them, TNA, Rascals, that group, right? We saw what happened there. But yeah, like, we were asking, what's next? What can he do next? This is exactly what we want to see. Like, he can't challenge for the North American Championship, so yeah, he should go after the. Hold on, I'm checking here. He was not the North American champion. That is on me.
Okay, well, that's one less for the fact checker. Yeah,
but no, it's a good group. It's a good group of guys. Trick not being involved, it was a little surprising. I will say that. I don't know what the plan is next for Trick, but wouldn't be mad if he would go to the North American title scene, because that would be a fun program.
He is in Trick?
Yes. Okay. I because Trick's not involved in this main event scene right now. So
he's not, no.
Pete Dunne beat him, and Pete Dunne's like, that's fine. I just beat you. I'm moving on. Logically, that makes sense. Back to Joe Hendry. I could see him challenging. It's still like, there's no way they're gonna put a title on a non-contracted NXT WWE star. There's just no. I don't see it happening. They had a chance to do it with Jordan Grace, and I think it would have been perfect, and they didn't do it.
It's fair.
It would, maybe that's the reason he didn't get the TNA World Championship. I don't know. I still hold out that's like there's no way that happens.
Yeah, I mean, but you would think that there would be money in the TNA World Champion taking on the NXT World Champion. I mean, even if you don't get necessarily a definitive finish, just because you then have to have that conversation of, okay, whose champion loses here. Mm-hmm. If you've got the title on Joe Hendry, keep it on Ethan Page. I don't know, just because I don't watch enough of TNA right now to know whether Josh Alexander is a face or a heel. But that could, a schmaz no contest finish could have been something you could do with them to set up a potential program between Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. But yeah,
I think he's heel, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I think they established that in the match with Joe Hendry, like he low blowed Hendry, if I remember correctly. Fact checker, correct me.
Okay, duly noted. But I mean, I think next week we're getting triple threat match: Pete Dunne, Joe Hendry, Wes Lee. Winner faces Ethan Page. I don't remember what the next event is. Maybe No Mercy.
No Mercy.
Okay. Right. Yeah, that tracks.
And Joe Hendry being the only babyface, it kind of leads to Joe Hendry challenging the heel champion. But we've seen them, I'm going to say this: we've seen them zig when many thought they would zag. Shout out to you, to the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Nemeth. But it's going to be fascinating, because I think they can go with any of the three, and I think it would make sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, you realistically, you absolutely could. I mean, I think all of them would be great matches. But if we're trying to keep that face versus heel, classic storytelling dynamic, I mean, Joe Hendry is the guy, is the guy to go with. I don't even think. I mean, a loss certainly doesn't hurt him because he's on NXT TV constantly at this point. We were all outraged when he was eliminated first in that Battle Royal, but everybody else from TNA that was in that Battle Royal has not been back on NXT TV since, but Joe Hendry has. So, this just continues to elevate his stock. And then, like we said yesterday, this is just a long, giant job interview that we're going to see over the next, 6 to 12 months at this point, depending on what his contract looks like. Yeah, and that's fine. He cut a very good promo last night before he got interrupted. It was different than the Joe Hendry promo we've seen. It was more serious in tone, and I like that. It was good to see that side of him. Yeah,
so,
no, definitely. Heritage Cup. Charlie Dempsey has regained it. The Dawn has fallen.
Thank God. Thank God.
It didn't really make a whole lot of sense, to
no,
have him.
It didn't.
Yeah,
it was time. Like that. The Heritage Cup just kind of fits what Charlie Dempsey does. Like it makes more sense for him to have it. Tony D. That act it's there for me. It was fun for a while, but I don't know how much longer. And I don't even know if that can go main roster wise.
As far as the family.
Yeah, I don't know if there's. I don't know if it's there. I may be wrong. There's plenty of NXT gimmicks that we thought wouldn't work on the main roster that did. Hello, Adam Rose, but it just doesn't I don't care as much for it. But yeah, Charlie Dempsey winning is I thought the right call.
Yeah, I mean at this point with the family, let's put them on the main roster just for the sake of this hypothetical here. I'm not necessarily buying Rizzo as a women's champion just yet. I haven't seen enough of her in the ring to get an idea of, where she would fit within that women's division. I think that between the three of these guys, if they Freebird ruled with the tag team titles, I could get behind that. But I'm not seeing any of these guys individually as a
star,
or at least as a mid card title contender right now, based on what we're seeing with LA Knight, with Braun Breaker, and then what we're seeing with our world champions either.
So, you want to talk about it?
Which part?
Talk about it? Are you still waiting? You're still waiting.
I'm going to still wait. He just looks
still waiting.
Little. Yes, I'm gonna still wait. I'm still gonna wait. Okay, he looks.
How crazy is it that we're gonna see Xavier Woods turn heel before we see Duke Hudson turn heel? It's not happening. It's just not. It's not.
I mean, I'm still not gonna say never because his face still looked a little sour. He was the last one to jump onto the dog pile to congratulate them. I know I'm grasping at straws here, but it's all about the little details.
His face. I have resting bitch face. He might just have resting bitch face. That's a thing. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I love you. It's not happening.
I will continue to hold out hope for a Duke Hudson heel turn.
Okay.
I will.
Hypothetical. Do we see Cena turn heel before Duke Hudson?
Now you're just being mean. I
mean, there's a chance in his final year that Cena goes, I can be a bad guy for a minute. There's a chance.
Would they actually do that, though?
I think he would. When was the last time he was heel?
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, they because WWE they just uploaded the playlist to YouTube of villainous John Cena highlights. I think that was within the last few days. I happened to come across it this morning as I was scrolling for some Hell's Kitchen to watch.
I'm sure they didn't do that on purpose.
Where's Lance Catamaran when you need him to talk some sense into you?
We need at least one appearance from him. Just him on commentary, please. Bring back Dango.
No, that'd be. I could see him do. I mean, Breeze is there quite a bit. I think they could bring Dirty Dango back in for.
They should.
One more run.
Just have an episode of Southpaw. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know how they bring back ESPN 8, the Ocho every once in a while? Is that just a regular thing now?
Yes.
Is it? I had no idea. I was at B-Dubs a few weeks ago watching the fights and saw some of it on. I just assumed, it must be that weekend. And then a couple of weeks later for more fights, I was like, it's back already? So, yeah.
It was on when we were in Cleveland. Remember? They were playing the 3-goal soccer.
That's right.
That was on the Ocho.
Right. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. We should be on the Ocho.
No, I'll be on ESPN.
Ocho would be cool.
That's fine. Put me on TV. I'll take either of it. That's fine. Hey, look at me. I'm on TV. Any NXT? We promised AEW. Any more NXT you want to talk about?
A
lot of man meat in the Otis match.
Yeah, that's about what I expected it to be. Yeah, no, I think that was really about it. It wasn't a bad episode by any means. It's just kind of those were the more important stories that were kind of being threaded throughout the night. So yeah, another solid effort by Papa HB Shizzle.
Chef Sizzle.
So Chef Shizzle?
Yes. He's a chef.
Try saying that. Say that
cooks.
like 5 times really fast. Chef Shizzle for Chef Shizzle. I can't do it.
Nope, I don't want to get canceled, so no. Who knows what I would say? We don't.
God bless you. All right, AEW Dynamite tonight. Let's run down the card here real quick. Young Bucks taking on the Acclaimed. It looks like this is for the AEW Tag Team Championships, at least from what I can tell by the graphics, since it's got the belt behind them.
Yeah, I think that's what they won in Blood and Guts.
Okay.
I think Acclaimed won a shot at the titles with the win at Blood and Guts.
Okay. Does it make sense for them to have this match now? I mean, I imagine it'll probably be a no finish so they can build towards a rematch in Wembley. It just
have they announced the Young Bucks match at Wembley yet? They haven't announced that yet, right?
I don't believe so. Let me double check real quick. I don't think so.
I don't think they have either. So maybe it is some kind of smudge finish that leads to something at Wembley. It's great podcasting. Let's see.
Yeah, no,
they have not.
Yeah, so that could. I mean, this might be the. Yeah, and there's only one of them is a pre-show match. So.
Oh,
but hey, at least it's a daytime show.
What's the pre-show match? Was I right? Tell me I was right. Can you tell me I was right?
But what would I be saying that you were right about? I don't.
You said they were going to get a one-on-one match at Wembley.
Okay, you were right this time. Whatever.
Thank you.
Anybody else in their life have that one person that just needs that validation of being right all the time? If so, hit me up in the chats here. I'd like to hear from you.
It's the only time I am right. You'll learn.
Okay. All right. Family show.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, not doing it. Not doing it. Anyway, back to tonight's AEW card. Mercedes Moné taking on Hikaru Shida for the TBS title. I think it's safe to say Mercedes walks out with the win here. I'd imagine Britt Baker will likely be back tonight. I think they announced her suspension was lifted, and I would say that she's probably going to have some involvement in this particular match. We've got Hangman Page taking on Jay Lethal. This is just going to be a great match. It's hard not to enjoy both these guys. Yeah.
I was good to see Jay Lethal, yes.
Big facts. What do you think of what they've been doing with Hangman Page basically since this return here? This kind of, yes, he's more of a heel, but it leans tweener more so than full-on heel these days?
Well, did you see the report that it's going to be Swerve and Hangman at the Chicago show?
Really?
That's the tentative plans right now, yes.
Any stipulation to it, or?
I can't remember. They didn't say for the title either, so I know we're going career versus title. They didn't mention the title. They just said the plan right now is Hangman and Swerve. I can double check real quick, but that is in the plans apparently. So whatever that means.
I like the sound of that. I absolutely like the sound of that. We've also got Swerve Strickland taking on Wheeler Yuta. Shout out to Willie at Willie Does Wrestling, because I saw him point this out on Twitter today, or at least give his 2 cents. Oh wait, no, this might have been. Actually, I think he did, and then Bully Ray might have said something about it too on Twitter. Basically, when it comes to these promotional posters, you know, unless you're looking hard enough, you're not going to see the graphic that says that Swerve is AEW World Champion. And
really?
You know, it just seems like a lot of the booking, a lot of the posters, we're seeing a lot of that same stuff. It just doesn't really make any sense for a guy that is, you know, has such mainstream popularity and crossover appeal that he kind of gets lost in the shuffle on their promotional posters. Maybe we're just are we nitpicking or you know, what do you
Probably.
think?
And this just says Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page is currently planned for AEW All Out in Chicago. No specific for the title, no specific stipulation match, nothing along those lines. Yeah, because I think they did the same thing with MJF. You know, I think they would put like a Kenny Omega front and center. I think they're putting Mercedes front and center a lot. They're going to put Will Ospreay front and center a lot. They're going to put Danielson front and center a lot. Like, AEW, I think, has a tough time promoting their world champions, and I think you and I have talked about that. About, you know, especially the face world champions. Like, they're not booked amazingly, and they're not promoted probably as well as they should be. Do I read into it a little bit? Probably not. I mean, they put the title on Swerve. They obviously saw something with that, and they listened to the fans. So, and he still has the title. That could have easily been a transitional champion, but.
And I think a lot of us were expecting that, you know, once we yeah.
But no, I mean, he's main eventing their biggest show of the year, so I'm not going to put any stock into it.
That's fair. I'm really excited for this one. Triple threat: Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong. This is winner gets a spot in the Casino Gauntlet match that guarantees a future world title shot at All In. I don't know. I fucking love Kyle O'Reilly. That's just kind of basically it. That's it. That's the sentence.
It's good. He's not winning, but yeah, it's good.
No.
Orange Cassidy's going to win.
Again, I refer you to my previous answer.
We all love Kyle O'Reilly, but
it's hard not to.
No, I think Orange Cassidy will get the win here, and I don't know what this gauntlet looks like and how they're going to build this over the next 2 weeks. I mean, they have plenty of television time to do it, but
yeah.
I don't know how many are going to be in the gauntlet. They kind of just announced it. So we'll see what that leads to. We'll see if any big names pop up. They also announced recently that Claudio will be taking on Okada for his championship. How do you feel
so it looks
that?
like this is just a face-to-face tonight. Strong style will be super prevalent in Wembley. I mean, but that's the thing about AEW, and that's just kind of what we should come to accept, is a lot of these matches are going to be random. That's okay. I mean, it on paper it's just kind of like would not have thought about that, and I certainly wouldn't have, but I'm glad that we're getting it, because I mean, on a pay-per-view environment, super white-hot crowd at Wembley, I'm cool with it.
Are you concerned we have no Moxley yet?
I am not, because I heard a report a couple of weeks ago. I think he's just been granted time off.
Okay. He's going fishing finally?
Yeah.
He's finally getting that fishing trip from 2 years ago.
It's I mean, obviously, I'd love to see Mox, you know, on an AEW show, but I mean, look at everything he's done the last 5 years, you know, for this company, not just here, but internationally as well. Like, you know, he's earned the time. So if I wouldn't expect him to be advertised for Wembley, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if he popped up as a surprise appearance somewhere to, you know, just throw some chaos into the card itself. But I'm not holding my breath for him to be advertised. He's earned the time off.
I bet you he shows up in Chicago.
That also works.
After or something.
I think it's like 2 weeks after this time.
It's on the 7th.
Okay, maybe not then.
My goodness.
You know what's also on the 7th?
And Battle for Sale Creek?
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. Good for me.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling. I have 2 screens.
Yeah. Also, I mean, just because I immediately went to, Mad Dog Connolly, Aaron Wade, dog color match. But for that match, Aaron Wade will be taking on Cody Manhorn, TWE's 11th anniversary show, night 1. They've been jaw-jacking a lot on social media. It's hard to see teams break up and fight, but we have organized and both have agreed to be here a week from today on this show to air their grievances, come face-to-face one more time before this show next weekend. God help us all.
Miss it. Don't want to miss that one.
No, you don't. You don't. You know. They also don't want to miss tomorrow.
What's that?
We got a literally big episode tomorrow. Sam Holloway, Big Trouble Ben Bishop. I mean,
there's gonna be a lot of meat.
There is going to be a lot of meat. Cannot wait to sit down with both of these guys. They've been having tremendous years, 2024, as I should say, in pro wrestling, and can't wait to catch up with them. Before we go, I think only other thing related to AEW, a film by Mariah May. So I would imagine that we'll probably see Toni Storm show up once again to get her hands on Mariah May. They should have kept her off of TV until next week. That's just me.
I agree. I agree. I think they should have kept her. They should have let Mariah continue to establish this character a little bit more. Am I nitpicking? Sure. Is this a great program still?
Yeah.
Hell yes. But I think it would have been more impactful if Toni would have just gone away for a very long time, then come back and cut the promo she cut that first night back. Are you ready to die? Because I am. That kind of thing. I thought that would have been cool. But again, I don't book the shows, so that's not on me. Are you interested in the announcement? He's been teasing a big announcement coming up. He, as in Tony Khan, pronouns pal.
He always teases big announcements. I will wait to hear it, and we'll go at it from there.
There's a couple things floating. Have you seen kind of the couple things floating?
I've seen the Fulham women's soccer team is now being fronted with the AEW logo on their jerseys. I mean, that's already out there.
The rumored location for All In next year.
I heard that they might be talking about a stadium show, one in Dallas potentially, and then one in Australia.
Yeah, they're talking about All In Australia next year.
Okay.
So,
be cool.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what, is that kind of a reaction to, WWE saying, hey, we're going to probably run WrestleMania in England, and most likely means Wembley. Like, they want to continue to expand that market. What does that mean? It's a whole bunch of things that we can talk about. But do you think we will get a McMahon sooner or later in AEW?
I'm honestly surprised you're the one bringing this up. I feel like if I did this, then there would not.
Floating, man.
I don't want to.
It's still floating out there. It just hasn't died yet.
Okay, well, riddle me this then. Realistically,
Matt Riddle. Come on, bro.
You hear how he talks to me?
He can't hear you. You have ear headphones on. Stupid. Even I know that. God. He probably just looked at you like you were an idiot. Didn't he? MJB. You looking at him like he was an idiot. Like, you hear him? No, he can't hear me. God. Unless he has the pod right there while he's making dinner. Which you should. Please watch our show.
Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I love you too. Anyway, look, realistically, what do you bring Shane McMahon in to do?
Money.
That doesn't.
As an investor, yeah. Who's going to say no to more money? Who's going to say no to more money?
The Khan family is worth significantly more than the McMahon family.
Money. If you add more money, you add more money. I mean, nobody's going to say no to adding more money. Time Warner didn't have to merge, but they did.
I can agree. Okay, I can agree with you from that standpoint, but realistically, what do you think that Shane McMahon, for the sake of this hypothetical, would be requiring in return for that investment? Because remember the last time
he also brings what? How many years of experience in the wrestling business that something Tony Khan doesn't have?
I understand that as well.
Could this be somebody else to go, hey, Tony, that's not a good idea?
How many people does Tony Khan have now that will tell him that?
Apparently he's starting to surround himself with a couple. It's because it's gotten better. Some of the cringier things have gone away. Hey, remember when we talked about you need to run smaller venues? Guess what they're doing now? They're running smaller venues. Somebody's in his ear. I'm telling you. And I don't know if that's Shane. I don't know who that is.
I don't think it's the Boy Wonder, no.
I don't know who it is, but like somebody said something because you know how hard-headed he is, and somebody's like, dude, if you want to continue to be successful, you got to do this. And it did happen like a week after he met with Shane McMahon. Just saying.
I guess the world really is imploding, huh?
Shane is not his dad. Shane is not his dad.
I know.
Does he have a massive ego? Hell yeah, he does. But
that's what worries me. That's what would worry me about this is because I feel like Tony Khan might have a similar ego. I mean, when you have these sons of powerful magnets, that you have to think that there might be some friction if you do bring him in. As long as there's a clear, defined role, I will give you the fact that this is not a family business. That he's joining another corporation. This is not his company. Yes, he would be an employee. We'll see. We got on to the topic.
One last AEW topic, and then we can take it home.
Sure.
A couple of the contracts coming up. Daniel Garcia has yet to re-sign.
Yep.
And the Lucha Brothers yet to re-sign. Do you see those three leaving, or do you see somebody re-signing? Like, what do you think's going to happen there? What do you want to happen?
I'll go with what I want to happen, just because we're not in the speculation, or we don't know enough about what's going on with these reports. Because even Penta has come out and said, this is BS, yada yada yada. So I don't know. What I would want to see Daniel Garcia go to NXT. Garcia has been great when the machine is behind him, and then when he falls between the cracks, it's like he's just too incredibly talented to not. What's that? He's
on the milk carton. Yeah. When they don't use him, he's on the milk carton.
Yeah. Because, here we were thinking, MJF Daniel Garcia at Wembley, or at least I was thinking that anyway, because of what we saw in that heel turn, because it was so impactful after MJF came back. But, okay, cool. They want these guys to work together, a couple of New York guys. It's very easy to tell a story and get people hyped up for what would essentially just be a brawl. But they decided to pivot to Ospreay, which they can. They're paying him a lot more money than they're paying him Garcia. That's totally fine. Yeah. But in an NXT... look what they have done with Ethan Page. For the sake of this conversation, NXT is a world championship. It may be, number 3 of the 3 top prizes in WWE, but nonetheless a world championship. I did not have Ethan Page pegged as a world champion in AEW. So the fact that Shawn Michaels has figured out how to use him off rip the second that the ink dried on that contract, they can do the exact same thing for Daniel Garcia. Imagine him running that North American division whenever Obafemi decides he does not want that title anymore.
Yeah.
Or the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, I could see that too. Hopefully he just doesn't. I don't want to see him dance anymore. But, and then I saw a stat the other day that Penta hasn't won a match on Dynamite in a year, 12 calendar months. He has not won a match on Dynamite, which is crazy. The Lucha Brothers and the Motor City Machine Guns on the main roster would be. You want to talk about the tag team division getting revitalized?
Yeah,
there you go. That would be crazy.
If we were to believe the reports we hear, where the Lucha Brothers are saying yes, we're a unit, no, we don't want to go to NXT. I don't think that they need to be in NXT. Now, my WWE Universe, I've got Penta running through the NXT as the NXT champion right now and having a lot of fun with that. But as a tag team, look at what we're seeing. Bloodline. Eventually, that story's going to come to an end. Tonga Loa can't even hold a championship. Judgment Day, eventually, they're going to need some people to clear them out, too. I would be fine with that, yeah.
DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. Please. And thank you. Please and thank you.
Can we manifest that to happen at the Rumble?
Don't get me started. Indy is not far from Detroit.
It is not far from Detroit. Not at all. But I think it's about time for us to wrap this episode up today, my friend.
Hey, that's fine. I like quick and easy.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much to everybody that joined us tonight. Remember to use promo code WJP2024 at Gorilla Press Apparel, 25% off site-wide. He is accepting commissions. If you're a wrestler, referee, personality, if you need some merch for those tables, hit him up at Gorilla Press APP. Get those orders in. Again, major announcement coming tomorrow, collaboration with Gorilla Press Apparel and a friend of the show, former guest. Cannot wait to see what this is. You heard it here first. Thank you guys so much. Remember, as always, hit this QR code. Like, share, subscribe, join our community. Again, hit him with that magic number, Choops.
It's 1.
Just 1. If you know one person who enjoy our show, just do us a huge favor and share it with them. We love talking wrestling with you guys. That's all that we're trying to do here. We're trying to create an awesome environment where everybody can come, relax at the end of a long work day, shoot the shit with a couple of wrestling junkies, as one likes to make fun of the other like a lot, but well, I love it anyway.
All the time. It's too much fun.
Yeah, well, you heard it from the podcast dad here. We will be back tomorrow. Sam Holloway, Big Trouble Ben Bishop will be joining us. Cannot wait for these conversations. Enjoy wrestling. Have some fun. Be safe. Anything else, podcast dad?
No, you said it all.
Big facts. Good to see you as always, my friend. For the podcast dad, I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow.